Hello again, my name is Bryn Phillips-Lawrence. I'm the project coordinator for the Now in Archive letter project. From looking around the website, you already know that the main goal of the letter project is to extend Henry's wisdom and insights to future generations. Henry Nouwen's archive is meant to be a living one, reaching out. So I've asked Gabriela Solano, a very active member of the next generation, to share with us about her experience researching in the Henry Nouwen archive. I think you'll appreciate what she has to share. Gabriela, can you tell us a bit about yourself? Where did you grow up? What are you studying?
So I'm 18 years old. I'll be 19 in July. I grew up in Richmond Hill, was born in Toronto, and I'm studying, I just finished a first-year program in international relations, and I'm hoping to study peace and conflict studies if I get into the program.
Yeah. Why was it significant for you to be able to go to the archive?
Once I spent a few days there and was able to see how real the archives are, I don't know what better word to use, but how human they are and how much more they make you look at history from a critical way, and they make you look at lives and see, how impossible it is to summarize a life in a biography, I was just so grateful for the experience because it made me look at all my other classes in a different way. It made me look at my day-to-day life in a different way, as I've mentioned quite a few times, but I was really happy to be able to do it because it was seeing his real life, his day-to-day life, and not just the things that would be in books and not just, the headline news, but those things that really took up a lot of his life, writing and doing sermons and things like that, where you really get to see between the lines of what is normally reported. And so I ended up leaving feeling like he was my best friend, and I've never met him, obviously. So it was an incredible experience.
Is there something about what you learned there that gave you a hope or an inspiration for your own life?
The one message that I saw most prevalent was the contrast between the beauty and suffering that Henry talks about all the time. And the most important part of that, though, was the hope that comes through both. And after losing a few close people to me last year and trying to deal with understanding these things, just seeing that suffering was never in contrast to beauty or never in contrast to hope, but so complementary and so important for humanity was one of the messages that I was most struck by.
Do you think that the letters that he wrote, the way that he shared, is still going to be relevant a couple of generations from now?
I think it will absolutely be relevant. I mentioned that right now I'm reading the memoirs of Mother Teresa, and the memoirs are written by using letters that she sent to her priests and to her friends, and I think it's incredible how applicable even these from somebody who lived a world away and kind of a time away from mine is so important for my life now. And Henry's questions are human questions, they're intrinsic to human nature and to human desires. And I think being able to see these questions from such a person who is so inspiring and so beautiful and so moving, and seeing them in letters and seeing them from his heart to somebody else's, it would be such a gift. And I think it's applicable throughout time because it is a human thing and it is a question of human questions. So I would absolutely say yes.
Do you think that there's something that Henry would give as far as teaching or ministry in his letters that maybe couldn't be found in his books?
Yeah, I think a lot of the messages in his books are very human and very applicable, but also abstract in a way, because though he tells his own stories and though he tells some of the stories of the people around him, he doesn't talk about things in a one-on-one way. And the mystery of Henry is that you still feel like he's talking to you, but to be able to hear it in his own words to another human being, and to be able to see that you share the same questions as these other people or as Henry, I think would be an incredible addition to the Nouwen archives.
Well, many thanks to Gabriela. I hope that this interview has allowed you to see the importance of bringing Henry Nouwen material out of dusty boxes and into a living archive. I hope to hear from you very soon.